Elena Matthews stood at gate 32B, rocking gently on her heels, Maya's soft weight pressing into her shoulder. The 4-year-old slept heavily, her curly hair sticking to her mother's neck, a tattered stuffed bunny drooping from her hand. Elena's eyes were ringed with fatigue, her fingers gripping the boarding pass like it was her last anchor to the world. She hadn't slept in over 36 hours, 2 back-to-back night shifts, 1 missed bus, and a morning spent trying to soothe a child too tired to be soothed. This flight wasn't a vacation. It was a necessity. A wedding, a family obligation, a reminder of all the ways life had left her behind. She murmured an apology as she made her way down the narrow airplane aisle. Her seat was 14C middle. Her heart sank. The worst seat for a mother and a restless child. But as she approached, the man in the window seat looked up. He had kind eyes and wore a simple gray hoodie. "Want the window?" he asked gently. Elena blinked, surprised. "Are you sure?" He was already standing. "Positive. I don't really look out anyway." She slid into the seat with Maya still curled against her chest. As the plane taxied, Elena fumbled with a juice box and Maya's little snack pack. When Maya spilled apple juice on herself, Elena reached for a napkin, only to find one already being offered by the man. "Thanks," she muttered, eyes still lowered. "No problem," he said. "I'm Nathan." She nodded. "Elena." A quiet beat passed. Then the rustle of paper. Elena looked over. Nathan was folding something, a napkin. A few creases later, he presented Maya with a delicate little crane. The girl stirred, giggled in her half-sleep, and held it like treasure. It was small. Silly. But something shifted. Halfway through the flight, Maya finally nodded off again, slumped against Elena. She let her head fall back, her guard down. "A rough day?" Nathan asked softly. Elena chuckled without humor. "Rough year." And she found herself talking. About the night shifts at the diner. About how she could recite eviction laws by heart. About the time her own sister told her, "You made your bed, now lie in it." Nathan didn't interrupt. He didn't rush to fix it. He just listened intently, humanly. She told him she used to write poetry once. He smiled and asked what her last poem was about. She couldn't remember. That made her cry. Just a little. He handed her another napkin. By the time the seatbelt sign blinked back on for landing, something intimate had wrapped around them, wordless and fragile. Nathan fished in his pocket and slid her a piece of paper with his number. "I don't usually do this," he said. "But if you ever want to talk. Or walk. Or anything." She stared at it, then at him. "I'll think about it," she said. And she did. They met for coffee. Once. Then again. Maya liked him. He asked real questions. He never made Elena feel like a burden. When she laughed, he didn't look startled, like people did when they didn't expect someone like her to smile. They walked through parks. He pushed Maya on the swing while Elena tied her shoelace. He never bragged, never led the conversation with work or achievements. He was just Nathan. Safe, present. Until the article. Late one night, after Maya fell asleep curled against her, Elena searched his name. Just curiosity. Just a little. There it was. Full color spread in a business journal. Nathan Cole, the elusive founder of Harbor Rise, a multimillion-dollar nonprofit funding educational and housing programs for single mothers across the country. Photos of ribbon cuttings. Testimonials. Words like visionary and savior. Elena stared at the screen, heart hammering. She felt sick. She remembered everything he hadn't said. The things he'd left out. And suddenly, every kind act felt transactional. Was she just another profile for his website? A story to warm investors' hearts? She shut her laptop. The next morning, she blocked his number. And just like that, the warmth disappeared. Like it had all been turbulence, and now the flight was over. Back to Earth. Back to reality. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just moved on. Or tried to. Days after the flight that changed everything, Elena found herself in a cheap, rundown motel on the outskirts of the small town where her sister Lucia was getting married. The fluorescent light flickered weakly over the cracked mirror, reflecting a woman she barely recognized, her bridesmaid dress stretched tightly over her tired frame, the seams straining against her shoulders. She tugged at the fabric, frustrated by how ill-fitting it was, the cheap material itching against her skin. Maya, her little girl, slept peacefully on the thin mattress, oblivious to the weight of the world pressing down on her mother. Elena's mind wandered back to the whirlwind of the past weeks, the brief, almost magical connection with Nathan Cole, the cruel discovery that he was not just a stranger but a wealthy CEO leading a philanthropic empire, and the bitter sting of feeling used, like a charity case rather than a person. She felt the familiar ache of loneliness in the silence of the motel room, the hum of distant traffic the only companion to her thoughts. Just as she was about to sit down and let the exhaustion swallow her whole, there was a soft knock at the door. It was Lucia. Elena wasn't expecting her. Lucia, the sister who had always been distant, critical, someone who had never hidden her judgment of Elena's struggles. But here she was, standing quietly in the doorway, holding 2 steaming cups of coffee, the steam curling between them like a fragile bridge. They sat together on the edge of the bed. The silence hung heavily until Lucia broke it with a voice that trembled with something unfamiliar, remorse. "I've been a terrible sister," she said quietly. "I judged you, yes. But I need you to know something I never told anyone. I was pregnant at the same time you were. I lost the baby. Alone." The word struck Elena like a physical blow. For a long moment no one spoke. Lucia's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "That's why I was so harsh. I was scared. Scared that you had something I lost, hope, strength, a future. I was broken, and instead of asking for help, I took it out on you." Elena reached out, taking her sister's hand, feeling the fragile threads of connection begin to mend. Then Lucia took a deep breath and shared the most surprising news: Nathan had contacted her recently. Not to talk about his charity or the programs he ran, but about Elena and Maya. He was desperate, Lucia said softly, to tell me he's in love with you. Not as a project or a cause, but as the woman who changed his life. Elena's heart raced, caught between disbelief and hope. Was this just another illusion, or could it be something real? Lucia squeezed her hand gently and said, "Please, come to the wedding. Not for me, not for anyone else, for you. And if Nathan shows up, just listen." For the first time in weeks, Elena allowed herself a flicker of something like hope. Night had fallen over the garden where the wedding reception was taking place. Strings of fairy lights hung from the branches above, casting a soft, warm glow over the faces of the guests. The scent of blooming flowers mingled with the aroma of the food being served, filling the cool evening air. Elena Matthews stood slightly apart, watching her daughter Maya twirl and laugh with a small group of children, their joyous voices cutting through the gentle murmur of adult conversations. Elena wore a simple dress, far from the elegant and expensive attire worn by most guests, but she had allowed herself this small luxury for her sister's wedding. Still, deep inside, she felt like an outsider, as if this world of light and celebration wasn't meant for her. She squeezed Maya's hand gently, feeling the comforting pressure that reminded her why she was here. Then Nathan Cole arrived. He wasn't wearing the impeccably tailored suit she might have imagined. No tie, no stiff jacket, just himself, simple, almost vulnerable. His hands trembled slightly as he scanned the crowd, searching for Elena. When their eyes met, he took a slow step toward her, his heart heavy with words he had struggled to find. "Elena," his voice was low, almost breaking with emotion. "I didn't lie to you." He paused, taking a deep breath as if to steady himself. "I didn't tell you everything because with you. I didn't want to be the man with money. The rescuer. I just wanted to be someone worthy of you." A heavy silence settled around them. Elena looked at him, her eyes shimmering with a vulnerability she had long refused to show. She wanted to run, to close this door once more, but something in his gaze stopped her. Slowly, Nathan knelt before her. It wasn't a theatrical gesture, not a traditional proposal, it was a simple, profound, sincere question. "Do you believe me when I say I love you? Not as a symbol, not as a mission, but as the woman who made me believe I could be more?" Drawn by the movement, Maya ran over and clung to Nathan's arm. He looked at her with infinite tenderness, as if she were already his own. That look, full of hope and acceptance, finally brought a tear to Elena's eye. Her voice trembled as she answered, letting down the last walls she had built around herself. I don't need saving, Nathan. But I do need someone who sees me. And you did. Before you even knew who I was. She stepped forward until she was close to him. The rain began to fall gently at first, soft drops, then a warm, steady curtain. No one moved. The world seemed to hold its breath as if time itself was honoring this moment. We love you too, she whispered, stroking Maya's hair. Their lips met, soft, full of promises and forgiveness. The sound of rain mingled with the laughter and quiet voices of the guests, creating a subtle symphony, a music of hope and new beginnings. Elena didn't seek shelter. She let the water soak her, feeling every drop as a blessing, a fresh start. That night, she understood she had never been alone. Home wasn't a place, but a presence, a truth Nathan and Maya had finally given her. She was home. Elena's journey, from weary single mother to a woman who dares to believe in love again, is a powerful reminder that our worth is never defined by our struggles or the judgments of others. Sometimes, life's most unexpected encounters can open doors to healing and hope. It's in the moments when we let down our defenses, when we choose to listen and trust, that true connection and transformation can happen. Her story is not just about love between two people. It's about rediscovering one's own strength, the courage to forgive, and the bravery to accept kindness without shame. Elena, Nathan, and Maya show us that no one is ever truly alone, and that sometimes, being more than enough means simply allowing ourselves to be seen. What about you? What parts of your story are waiting to be heard? Who have you stopped yourself from trusting out of fear or pride? Today, take a step toward opening your heart. Reach out to someone you've held at a distance, forgive yourself for past doubts, or simply allow yourself to believe that you deserve to be loved exactly as you are. Because just like Elena and Nathan, your true connection might be waiting in the most unexpected place, and you are already more than enough.